Hey everyone, it's me, Hallease, and I think it's just like a Mr. Hallease weekend with the videos.
And I'm Mr. Hallease.
So yeah. Hey everyone, it's me, Hallease.
And I'm Mr. Hallease. No, use the first one too.
I will.
Okay. And I'm Mr. Hallease.
And so yeah, we are getting back on to talk to y'all just about everything that's been going on with the house and just where we're at mentally,
spiritually.
So at this point, we have been displaced from the house for
7 whole months.
Dang, you just knew though. 7 months.
And I feel it in my heart.
My heart of hearts.
And the pain.
Yeah. The legal system is meant to be slow and tedious and frustrating. So, just know that is still going on in the background. We live with my parents right now in my childhood home, in my childhood room. On the positive, one positive here, I have been delightfully surprised at how easy it is to stay with my parents, more or less. It's obviously frustrating. I don't want to stay there as long, any longer than I absolutely have to.
Yeah, we don't want to live there forever.
No, but I do appreciate that we can coexist pretty well.
It
reminds me of like the tribe mentality.
Yeah. Well, the relationship is very much adults. So there's 4 adults sharing this house. 2 of them technically are the parents of you. Mm-hmm. So at times they act accordingly. In a very parental way, but it's still lovable and it's still workable and it's less condescending.
Yeah, they definitely times. I appreciate that they don't infantilize me very much.
Infanticize. Infanticide is when you kill babies.
Oh, I appreciate that they don't infanticize. I said it?
I don't know if that's the right word. Anyway, that they don't
treat me like a child.
There you go.
They treat me like an adult woman, like a married adult woman.
Yeah.
Which is great. Thanks, Mom and Dad. And I appreciate that, again, we have them as a resource, which is really nice.
Yeah, support.
The support is a blessing, truly. But I will say that I personally, and let me know how you feel, I feel like I have lost all hope in this situation, that it'll ever truly be resolved. And I feel like even after it's resolved, I will still feel the burden of what the situation led to long after it's resolved.
I think my anger stems from, and this is coming from a lot of reflection. I think my anger is stemming from my inability to do anything. So I feel emasculated. I feel like I can't do anything to improve our situation. And then on top of that, I am living with somebody else's parents. So I go out and bust my butt to work and provide for our unit.
Yeah.
And I don't really see the benefits of that. It just feels like, oh yeah, he's just a millennial that's living at home and can't get stuff done on his own. So that's frustrating.
I think the other thing that's frustrating too about the home is that we still have to, we're still paying the mortgage on it. I think it would not bother me nearly as much if I didn't have to see the mortgage come out of our account every month for that house that we cannot live in. That's just so frustrating. Talk about throwing away money every month. So frustrating. The other thing is that we still have to maintain it, kinda.
Right.
More or less. Which is also very frustrating because again, it's we have the burdens of home ownership without the benefits of home ownership. So it's very it's very disheartening in that way.
When people tell you to be strong and they say, it's going to end.
You don't know that.
Well, so, right. So, and it's...
Don't say that.
And it's very hard to accept it.
Yeah.
Because when you're going through it, when you're going through the pain, it's hard to see that there's going to be an end to it. And again, we are not comparing our situation with other terrible situations that are going on in the world. And so what can we draw from for strength? And we have turned around and kind of re-solidified our religious beliefs. Try to have faith. It's hard to really pray for an end to it, because I personally don't know if I, as this little peon, this thing that means nothing in the grand scheme of things, can ask the Almighty for help.
When I pray, I hardly ever ask for specificity in things, because that seems pointless. Like, who am I to be like, I want this job, or God, give me that raise? You know what I mean? When it's like, it's literally bigger than you. I try to take the Job mindset of, it's literally incomprehensible to you what I am capable, I being the Almighty, am capable of doing or am doing currently in your life.
Right.
So what I usually pray for in general is to have the discernment to see what God is trying to have me do, to have the wisdom to make the right decisions based on what God is throwing into my life. And like, that's kind of it.
I mean, I ask mostly for strength and just the fortitude to try to do his work and the things that he would like us to do. I don't feel like I can ask God to do like a Deus Ex Machina, like the hand of God, and come and intervene.
Right, yeah.
Not because I don't believe in it, but I don't know. I don't think that there's a lack of respect for that in my mind. Again, to what you're saying. So. It's like a rock asking to be a mountain. It's like, but, and then it gets upset that it's not a mountain. It's like, well, if you take perspective into account, the ant thinks you're a mountain.
Boop.
Who are you to say that you need to be a mountain?
Yeah, exactly.
So we understand the situation that we're in. It's unfortunate. There's no blame in God, because similar to Job, who are you to say what should or should not be happening in your own life anyway?
Right.
So sit down.
Be humble, sit down.
Yeah.
The reason why I kind of wanted to make this update video as well is because I was watching MAZELEE's video. I'll link to it in the eye of Sauron. But yeah, they were talking about this idea of faith, because they've been in the process of, or were in the process of moving to LA, and they were talking about just like the level of faith they have in their decision of where they'll live there. And it just got me thinking about our situation too, because she talks about how she needs to have a certain level of faith that God is going to just like provide them with the tools that they need to succeed, and have sort of, yeah, just a bigger faith around that. And so she uses that Bible story about the woman just wanting to touch the hem of Jesus's garment and having enough faith in what Jesus could do that she didn't even need to like talk to him or like really much see him, really just touch. She just needed to touch him and she's good. Whereas the man, he was like, no, I need you, Jesus, to come to my house and touch my child. Like, I can't just take it at face value that you're going to heal her. I need you to come and do that. And so for me, I definitely can acknowledge in myself that I have that man's level of faith in the situation of this house. Like, I'm like, no, Jesus, I don't know if touching your jack is going to be enough. I need you to come lay hands on this whole situation with this house. Do some, like, calming, relaxing things, and then, you know, it'll be handled. Which I can acknowledge is not the right level of faith to go into a situation like this, but that's where I'm at. So.
And maybe that's on us. Maybe I understand that I am nothing without God. Like, everything that is in my life or has been taken away was through God's grace.
Yeah.
So the fact that it's no longer in my life is fine. The fact that I have like back pain or knee pain it's like the fact that I have pain is a blessing.
Right.
So the fact that I have the ability to perceive that pain, and then also I have that leg that functions enough for me to feel that pain, like this is all great. I love that. So maybe we do need to reflect, and this is always a progressive belief system. Maybe we do need to ask God. You believe that you are nothing without him, so then just ask. Like, there's no harm in asking.
You're right. I still come back to that idea of, like, who am I to ask, though? Really.
I feel that way, too, but you become desperate enough at times. Not that, you need to be desperate in order to find God, but I get that level of desperation of, the way that I'm thinking about it may not be sufficient.
Yeah.
It's like to throw myself at his feet. It should be, I am asking you because I do not believe that I am capable of doing it on my own.
Right.
Like, there is nothing that I can do in my life that can be done without you. And so I am asking you to come into my life. And whether or not things actually change, whether or not the situation magically resolves the next day is not the point. The point is to invite God into your life.
Yeah.
But,
that's deep, man.
Yeah, I mean, this is
That's deep, yo.
It's a situation that's hard.
Something that I've realized too, living with my family, is how much I really do value privacy,
Mm-hmm.
And how much you value it as well. Because we are both very introverted people. So right now we're shooting this video in a hotel because you were not having a good week.
It wasn't a breakdown.
But you were not having a good week.
It wasn't a proud moment, but it wasn't a breakdown.
Right. You were not having a good week. And yeah, it was just one of those things where it was just like, okay, and now it's time to take a sabbatical to the level that we can, which is just having a staycation in the city that we're in, San Antonio. So we booked this hotel for just the weekend, and we're just kind of like relaxing a little bit and all of that, taking some time alone, shooting some videos, and then within the first day, you already felt like exponentially better.
Yeah, batteries were recharged.
Yeah, and the same for me too. Like, as y'all know, I kind of went on a downswing earlier this year, and so I feel like, as I've said before, we never both freak out kind of at the same time. One of us always we always kind of like take turns, so I feel like this was your turn. And I was like, okay, let's just not be here. Thankfully we can afford to not be here right now.
Which, again, speaking to the privilege,
right?
If there are some situations where you just say, well, okay, well, that's the situation, and we're just gonna have to live in it.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're just here taking time, reflecting, living, because that's what you got to do. You got to live. So I don't know what the wrap up to this video is or anything like that. Keep sending vibes in the comments.
Yay.
If the spirit moves you. Yeah. I'll see you on the next video.
Okay, bye. Wait, subscribe.
That doesn't feel the right kind of thing to do for this video. Yeah.
We love you. Bye.
We'll see you later. Bye.
Bye.